My name is Soneesh Kothagundla, coming from South Forsyth High School on July 20th, 2024. Today I'll be talking about metal nanoparticles in bacterial infections and its relation to global health. I'll give a brief introduction about myself. I'm a rising junior in South Forsyth High School, located in Atlanta, Georgia. Some of my notable extracurricular activities include being the president-elect of South Forsyth High School HOSA with over 270 members, being a researcher at Emory University Department of Neurosurgery, particularly the Lab of Neuroengineering, and being a researcher at Neuro Global Collaborative, mainly focusing on neurosurgery, business, and global health. And I'm also the president and founder of a nonprofit called Change of Vision, which is also 501c3. And some of my future plans include going into family medicine, general surgery, neurosurgery, psychiatry, or podiatry. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the main subject: bacterial infections and global health. Well, 7.7 million people die from bacterial infections every year, and this accounts for 13.6% of all global deaths per year, or 1 out of 8, which puts stress on antibiotics. And this makes the production increase of antibiotics, which leads to antibiotic resistance and MDRs, multi-drug resistant bacteria or microorganisms, which pose a problem in global health, which makes us come to one promising solution: nanotechnology. Now, let me give you a quick introduction of nanotechnology. Well, the types of nanotechnologies are nanoparticles, which come in nanospheres, liposomes, polymeric micelles, and come in a variety of shapes like spheres, rods, cages, hexagons, and even stars, and the list goes on. And what are the applications of nanotechnology? Well, there are two divisions: therapeutic and diagnostic in the medical field. And in therapeutic, you have things like anti-inflammation application, antimicrobial, drug delivery, antioxidative, and the combinations of both. For example, you can have drug delivery to have antimicrobial effects in the nanoparticles, and in the diagnostic, we have quantifications of antigens and even imaging. Now, today's focus will be just metallic nanoparticles in bacterial infections, and the shortcut for metallic nanoparticles is MNPs. Now, let's talk about previous research work. Novel bismuth and silver nanoparticle configurations to alleviate bacterial infections in common liver diseases and prevent liver failure based on a systematic review. I wrote this paper and it was accepted to present at IYRC International Youth Research Conference at the University of Tokyo and accepted to present at NRCP National Research Conference at Penn at the University of Pennsylvania. As you can see below, you have the paper and the paper sleeve. And MMPs in various bacterial diseases. Well, it helps in chronic lung disease and liver diseases. Let's start with chronic lung disease. Well, you have multi-drug resistant gram-negative bacteria. And what these MMPs did was that they were growth inhibitors in that lower respiratory tract, which relieved that chronic lung disease. And if you look in my systematic review, we can see that MMPs help in liver diseases like cirrhosis, liver failure, and even biliary atresia. Bismuth and silver nanoparticles alleviated infection rate by 75 to 100 times, as found in my systematic review, once again. And as you can see, you have 7 of these bacteria which MNPs can help in, metal nanoparticles, and the list goes on for the number of bacteria it can combat. And let's talk about some limitations. Some metals that are in the nanoparticle form can be toxic to organs in the body. For example, copper, silver, titanium oxide, and gold, and the list goes on. But bismuth is the only one that's not toxic because it's the least toxic metal. And however, toxicity can be reduced through a variety of strategies, such as controlling the environment with the right chemicals that bond to the nanoparticle. For example, a copper nanoparticle is reduced cytotoxicity through mixing copper acetate solution with Eclipta prostata leaf extract. This was in one study. And you can also improve the efficiency of the nanoparticle and the controlling the cytotoxicity by coating the nanoparticle and making nanosystems for targeting that specific organ so it doesn't go to any other organs and destroy everything. And future plans for research in conclusion, we want to ensure that this cytotoxicity does not arise in toxic metals like silver by conducting more trials starting with in vitro and then ex vivo and in vivo. But before that, we have to research the correct environmental conditions of nanoparticles and methods of safe synthesis of those nanoparticles so it's not toxic. And we also have to test with multiple animal models before doing clinical trials, whether that be a porcine, murine, or zebrafish model. But we want the model to accurately represent a human in that specific organ. For example, murine models have representative livers that humans do. And one conclusion that you can take away is that metal nanoparticles are promising in global health, and especially in this area of bacterial infection with further investigations. These are my 10 references. As you can see, most of them were from PubMed and real journals. And my name is Soneesh Kothagundla. I'm signing off. You can email me at soneeshkothagundla@gmail.com or message me on LinkedIn/in/SoneeshK. Anything about research, nonprofits, or school in general, I would love to answer. And thank you so much for your attention.